Crisis Nursery is an emergency shelter for children ages birth through 6 whose families are experiencing a crisis, and families get to define their own crisis. We are available for them 24/7, 365 days a year. All of our services are free. And then we also provide support to families to help strengthen that family unit so families can stay together and children are learning developmentally appropriate activities and skills and building that parent-child bond. Our Safe Children's program is probably the biggest component of services that we provide here at Crisis Nursery. It is the safe shelter, the safe housing, safe haven place for children whose families are in crisis. So we can have children here for a couple of hours. We can have children here for up to 3 days. It really just varies depending on the need of the family. So when children come into care here at Crisis Nursery, a family just needs to bring them and drop them off and do our intake process and paperwork, and then they do not need to bring anything else with them. We provide formula, diapers, we provide clean outfits and clothing, pajamas, any of the things that a child would need while they're here, we would have for them. And then OSF provides our meals for the children while they're in our care, and so they'll have a warm meal while they're here.
If it wasn't for this program, I honestly don't know where I would be. This program is an essential part of my life and my stability. In the stable parts of my life and the unstable parts. My daughter flourishes here. She sees us pull up and she gets so excited.
Our Strong Families program is made up of 2 primary programs. Our Beyond Blue program, that's funded through the Mental Health Board in Champaign County, and that works with moms and their children up through the age of 1 whose moms have been identified as being at risk of having postpartum depression or having postpartum depression. And that primary goal of our home visiting and groups with that program is really to build that parent-child bond, to provide support to the mom and let her know she's not alone in this situation and there's others who are going through the same thing. Our other programming is through the State Board of Education, and it's our Paving Pathways program. It's an early childhood focused prevention initiative program that really works with children and their parents ages birth through 3 so that they can really identify developmental milestones that might be delayed, things they need to work on to really develop socially and emotionally so that they are really prepared for early childhood education and eventually kindergarten. So we have a unique opportunity at the nursery to identify those families, and then those 2 programs provide home visiting, parent-child interaction groups, support groups, play groups, all kinds of activities to really strengthen that family unit once again.
I'm Natasha. I'm the Strong Families Coordinator with Crisis Nursery. I started March 24th of this year. I have a daughter who is 5, and it's just the 2 of us. My daughter and I moved here from Chicago after leaving an abusive relationship, and we were homeless at the time. I was at centralized intake to get into the family shelter, and I had an interview that day, and I didn't have anyone to watch my daughter. And the person who was doing the intake with me told me about Crisis Nursery. Initially, what I was looking for when I reached out to the nursery was just childcare. I eventually went into the Courage Connection shelter, and I was told about support groups. I've always really admired the work that's done here, and how my own personal life was really impacted by coming here, like in receiving services from here. So to have the opportunity to also work here now is super, I feel like honored, and it almost feels like it all just came back full circle type of a thing. To anyone that has contributed to the nursery to ensuring that these services are able to be provided to families, I'm just super appreciative of that, and it really was helpful for my daughter and I, so thank you for your generosity. And as you can see, like, this is a product of what your services look like, or what they could look like. So thank you.
Unfortunately, because of the increased needs of children coming through our doors, we don't always have enough space for all the children whose families are calling for help. And so we do have a lot of families that we have had to turn away, that haven't been able to access our services, and that's due to the number of children in our care. One of the things that we're really working toward is raising additional funding for our annual budget so that we can pay a competitive hourly rate for our staff members caring for the children. And that is our biggest challenge, I think, coming into this next fiscal year, is increasing the funding for our staff who are caring for the children, which is the most important job that they have here, and also just building sustainability within those staff members. One of the things families may not know about using Crisis Nursery services is that everything provided at Crisis Nursery is free of charge. So they can come through our doors with very little paperwork or barriers to services. It doesn't matter what their income is, they can use all of our services for free. Your contributions make a difference to so many children and families that we serve.